Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
good. How are you?
Good. I have to ask first, it must suck to be cutting weight in a fight camp during Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm used to it. It's been so many times that Christmases, birthdays, New Year's, Thanksgivings, everything, right? Yeah, it is what it is. Having more than 30 fights now to my name, 13 years of fighting, 10 years as a professional. This is what I do. So I'll look forward to Christmas, right? Getting
Yeah.
all cookies and pies and all that stuff afterwards.
So are you able to even celebrate at all, or do you just like pretend the day is not even happening? Is that like the easiest way to do it?
I think that's the easiest way to do it. Pretend like it's not even happening. Just we're gonna train. Still, my team's gonna train. My family lives a ways away, so I'll probably just stay at home with my girl. She's got her own dog business, so she's got events up the wazoo every weekend. So she's hustling and grinding and doing her thing. She's an entrepreneur. She's a boss, and so I'll do my training, do my relaxing and meditating at home, and just enjoy the day off. Really, after training, just stay at home and eat a good, I don't know, green beans and chicken, maybe some
Yeah.
boiled chicken, whatever she has planned for me, salad, something like that. But for her and I, it'll be nice. It'll be good, and it's
So
all right. Christmas time, we're going all out. So
I was gonna ask, is there like a particular holiday or like time of year that's the worst to be in fight camp? Like, would you prefer to be in fight camp during Christmas because it's not so much about food, or is it just like I don't care?
it's kind of just like I don't care. Even times when I fought, because when they do end up making a fight card, like in the Januaries, they do it later. They don't do it like right away because of New Year's and everything that's just going on. So normally it's like the end of January when they do it closer to February. And so I would still be able to enjoy Christmas, a good Christmas dinner and or dinners and New Year's stuff, whatever that we would do. But given COVID now and just the weather here is already getting cold and I'm getting older, it's rough. So I enjoy it however I can.
Yeah.
With even just having my own dark chocolate bar, like it it suffices. I'm used to it now, so no big deal.
So tell me what you thought when when you heard Jeremy for the first time. What was your thoughts on that opponent?
That was one I wanted. I knew I'd asked my management, uh, Gonzalez, Kennedy, Carvalho, uh, Pico as well too, but still like later down the road, any of those other guys that I'll get there. Right now, 100% focuses on Jeremy Kennedy, so got the fight that I wanted. And personally, uh, as far as not even just the numbers, but as far as these opponents go, I kind of want guys who either were in the Grand Prix or fought guys who were in the Grand Prix, and that's why that's how I know where they sit as far as opposition goes, and I feel puts me closer to where I want to be fighting for the title. And the reason I say that is I'm grateful that we had the Grand Prix because now I'm not saying I'm being a diva and turning it to like boxing, you just pick and choose who you want to fight and when you want to fight, etc. But I feel because of what I've done, who I've faced, and where I'm at in the division and in the organization, I pull a little more weight. So, yeah, I just feel like I got the fight that I wanted. So it's going to be a great fight.
And speaking of the division, there's a big shakeup. Obviously, Patricio's not the champion anymore, which really kind of makes the whole division like up for grabs again. Does it make it more exciting for you? With like a different guy at the top?
100% because I'm eyeing a trilogy with Patricio Pitbull, a rematch with Mads Burnell. That'll be in the future later down the road. We'll see how the division gets shooken up some more, but I'm obviously eyeing the champion as well too. So if he can remain the champion for however long that he's at the top or whatever he decides to do, whatever the future holds, it'll be great. It's good. We got all these guys up and coming now, making a name for themselves and new faces. Because I still, other than Vital, I don't think anyone else has faced and more guys as far as the top 10 now that we have. Because this is a new thing too, having a top 10 this 2021. It's been me. who's faced the majority of these guys. So, I want to. My goal and all is getting my hand raised over Jeremy Kennedy. Looking at the bigger picture, later down the road and everything else, I want to win over every guy that's on this list. So, one by one. So it starts with Jeremy Kennedy.
Do you have kind of a game plan in your mind of who you need to fight to get up to that title shot again? Or do you feel like you're just gonna like let it happen, whatever happens, happens? Or do you have a clear plan of who you want to fight going forward?
I mean, if I had it my way, a win over Jeremy Kennedy, I'd fight AJ McKee right away. That'd be great. But we never know. Stuff like this, because of MMA, people can get injured, fights getting canceled, just all the things that can happen. That opportunity for someone to step in, I'll be there. I'll always be ready to say yes. And that's something that I'm not saying I want or that I envision, but it's something that I just got to be prepared for, because we never know what can happen in MMA. But since it does not go my way and all the twists and turns and crazy ups and downs that can happen in MMA, my main focus is just one fight at a time, and whoever they give me next or whatever they have any idea, whatever comes up. All I can control is my preparation and getting my hand raised. So that's all I got to do. Just prepare my butt off, as I just finished doing. So just stay in the gym, stay grinding. So I wanted to have these interviews, make it happen, knowing that I'm just hungry, man. It's like I can't leave this place. And I just want to win so bad. I just can't wait to get back in there. Just hungry to I just love to fight. When my fight got canceled and the world got shook up, everything that happened, I didn't know if I was going to fight again. And the dude, not only being locked in a Grand Prix, the dude I was facing was a foreigner. So then the borders getting closed off, everything that was happening. But here we are now, that still being able to have 3 fights this year now. Like I'm blessed and grateful for that. Still being able to pay my taxes, pay my bills, take care of my family, me stay healthy. And I'm just hungry to go out there to fight and win. Just go out and get my hand raised.
And I know you just said you don't want to go too far ahead, but you mentioned Carvalho, and he recently said that he would like to fight you again. I mean, he would like to fight you next. He mentioned that you were a savage, that it would be a bloody war. Do you agree? Do you feel like, is that a fight that excites you? Talk to me about that a little bit.
100%. Yeah, he had a great one with Daniel Weichel. So I'm watching all these guys. I'm always, this is one thing me and Jeremy Kennedy can relate. I watched one of his interviews as well too. I think just when he had gotten signed with Bellator, he said, or after his first win, he said that he's a student of the game. He's always studying guys from Bellator, from UFC, from PFL, from all over organizations, all over the world. He's always watching guys in his division, his weight class. And that's something that I can agree with, because that's something that I've always done as well too. As soon as I got signed to Bellator, I was watching Pat Kern and Patricio Pitbull fight for the title. And I knew, I'm watching these guys closely, because you never know when I can fight them. And sure as hell, look at that. I've already faced one of them twice and faced the other one. And it's a crazy long road and journey that I've been on, and been able to lock horns with those guys that are 2 great champions, 2-time champions as well too, that were in the Grand Prix and all the accolades that they hold. And being able to see Carvalho go at it with Weichel, Kennedy go at it with Borix, Pico go at it with Gonzalez, and all these other future fights that are going to happen as well too. My eyes will be glued to the TV watching these guys, because you never know who they're going to give you next. We could say we want each other, or we could say we want a title fight, or we could say whatever happens. But like I mentioned, someone gets injured, your fight gets rescheduled, something else happens, right? I was excited to see Borix versus JJ Wilson, and look what happened. It was just, stuff happens, right? MMA, it's crazy. And we didn't get to see it, but it's all good. No matter what, I feel just stay ready, watch all these guys anyways, and whatever happens, happens. But in the future, later down the line, that'll be a great fight for sure. But 100% focused only on Jeremy Kennedy right now, because he had a great last fight with Adam Borix, and I really enjoyed watching that one. And for who he is and what he's done, who he's fought, first lost to Volkanovski, was in the semifinals of the PFL tournament. So it was a tough fighter, man. Tough, great fighter, and I'm excited to lock horns with him.
And kind of a side note, you have two teammates, Sergio and Raytheon, and they are both kind of up there. Like we're probably going to ask this a lot. Everybody's talking about the fact that they're going to have to fight at some point, maybe even the next fight, if you get through Horiguchi. How is that going to be for you, having two teammates fighting each other? Number one, I mean, this is going to probably get you in trouble. Who do you think is going to win? And who would you be, helping to train? How would that work out for you?
Uh, I'm neutral on that one. I love both. They've both helped me throughout my whole career. I remember when Rafian's first day was here. I remember training with Serge since he was a little kid, and he's helped me over all these years as well too. And now we're on the same card together. Something epic, something that I never thought would happen because Serge was such a bright star and one of the top fighters in the UFC, and now coming out being a Bellator champion now, and having Rafian still working his way on up there too. Two amazing, great fighters. I'll say this to any interviewer and any friend, anyone ever in the gym. So many people ask this too in the gym, so it happens. It comes with the sport. I get it. But the best advice I ever got from another fighter who was a UFC fighter, I haven't done it. He said, if you're ever going to fight a teammate, it better be for a lot of money or the world title. And everyone been talking about a bantamweight Grand Prix. So I think that's great. Put them on the opposite sides of the Grand Prix. Let them handle business. If they end up beating each other in the final, there you go. $1 million prize and a world title. So if you're ever going to fight a teammate, it better be for a lot of money or a world title, and there you go. So I mean, what Usman and Burns had to just go through that, right? Main event of a pay-per-view, both made a lot of money, and it was for the world title. So I feel like either way, both parties got to win. Even though both guys want to have the strap, both guys want to get their hand raised, and it's hard for any teammate, anyone close to them in the circle that knows that. No one wants to see either guy ever lose, ever. So, yeah, it sucks that they're in the same division and they're both one of the best, but I feel like we can prolong that for a long time. I feel like Rafian can fight Patchy Mix. I don't understand why Patchy Mix don't want it. Could fight Archuleta. I don't know why Archuleta. Gallagher. Outside, they got three guys right there that he could face instead of Sergio. And on top of that, Sergio as well too. These guys working their way on up. That they could fight in order to prevent that until obviously it's like they're both in a corner and there's no avoiding that. Then of course that's the fight to make happen. And hopefully, which I'm sure it will be too, at that time, them both being on that amount of win streaks and having cleaned out those three names at least, and any of these other up and coming guys as well too, if they face any of these other upper guys like Jornel Lugo or Caldwell or Leandro Higo or Magomedov. They both, with more wins on their record, have more money in the line. So that way that's what they can do with Bellator. It's like, all right, you're going to pay us more now to fight each other. This is the fight you want to see. And it's going to be for the world title. So until there's no other fight to make, then I feel like that's what should happen. But for now, there's plenty of other guys that they could fight.
You sound like you could be one of their managers, if not both of their managers. You're smart.
I've been in this game for so long now, and getting to meet so many managers and hear about managers. And my coach was my manager too. My coach Duke Rufus, when I first started getting Bellator 2, got me locked in, and he was the one managing me. And when I hear and how he did it and how he did things and seeing how his other guys do things, I'm like, oh, okay. Like seeing what it takes to be able to just know the fight game, I guess. Know the fight game and what it takes to be able to promote and get guys to be able to go out there and get what they're worth and fight for what you're worth too. If you want to make more too, then all right, you got to fight your ass off. Then like you want the bigger fights, you want the co-mains, mains, or even on the main card, like you better show up and show out. So yeah, maybe later down the road, I'm not saying me be a manager, but help other people to get to where they want to get to too, because I was someone as well too when I was starting my pro career. What does it take to get to the top? What does it take to get signed? What does it take to make money and make a living in this? So knowing the ropes now and knowing the fight game, I want to be able to obviously share that knowledge with everybody else as well too.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the time. I know you have a lot of interviews today, so I won't keep you any longer. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Get
Thanks.
it.
Bye.
Yeah, peace. You Kuna Matata. Later, girl.